Okay, so today is June 23rd, 2026, and Mr. Perry has harassed me all morning again today. We want to know, since he claims he's a businessman, how much money does it cost him to sit around and harass me all day? Harass and bother, harass and bother, harass and bother, then ask for help with information. And what that does is get me intel. Remember, you take, we take. You took my privacy, we took your privacy. We got a court order, you don't. You invaded my privacy, we got in your privacy. You cause a problem for me, we cause problems for you. You take something from me, we take intel. Now, why would they get the intel if not to arrest you? Why do that? Why have people on a payroll to get information regarding your criminal activity and just do nothing with it? And when you ask me who leaked, did Al leak? Did Beverly leak? Did your kids leak? Did your mom leak? Did your family leak? Did your uncle leak? Did your kids leak? Is it Bob? Is it, Jim? Is it Al? Is it Troy? Is it Zach? All the people you've asked me, Renee, if they were leaking. Leak what? Because you've denied our allegations. Leak what and leak it to who? You've denied you're under investigation. All you can do right now is speculate. You got nothing else. You can speculate and you can guess till the cows come home. And that's all you guys do, is sit there and guess at it and speculate. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Maybe it's, shapeshifters and aliens from Roswell. Why get the information if not to put you in jail? Leak what to who? You're confirmed that we're right. We just want to know how we found out. Our information is good information. It's either good or bad. When we get it in, it might be a whole conversation. We might let you have part of that conversation. I think on that blog there's not one single thing that's posted that's an entire conversation. It's only the part we want you to know about. We control the flow of information. We always have. You've never controlled the flow of information. We have controlled that. From day one, for 15 years, all day long, all night long, every day, all day long, for a decade and a half, not once or twice, not for a week or a month or a year, every day, all day long. You only know what we want you to know. Sometimes we don't put it out. I just don't do what you wanted me to do because we already knew. Okay? So, why get the information if not to put you in jail? Why go through the trouble to get the information if there's not an end game planned here and he's just flicking at you right now? Remember I told you in 2015, rope-a-dope. This is rope-a-dope. They are going to let you drain your money and punch yourselves out. Remember? This is different this time. You're about to see things you've not seen before. You have no idea what you just did. Not a clue. You can guess and speculate, and you got nothing else. That isn't good enough. It's never been good enough. It will never be good enough. So, my boss said that he's sick and tired of you insulting him and disrespecting him. So when you ask for help and you try to backdoor me and you try to go, all this stuff you do, they're not going to help you. They're not going to help you with anything. Okay, the answer, you tell me no. He said, if you tell her no, then the answer to you is no. Just like that, that's how that is. We control the flow of information. You have it's never up to you when we get it. Y'all are running around in circles, making fools of yourselves. You look like a bunch of buffoons, idiots, running around in circles, doing a repeat, over and over, same thing, over and over and over and over and over. Well, we're getting actionable intel from right up under your noses, and it's not up to you. And then you run around going, how'd she get that information? How'd she find out about that? How does she have that? And then you start threatening people. Did you talk? Who'd you talk to? There's surveillance or court orders. Like maybe David has a wiretap order on his phone. Or Gordy. Or both. Did you consider that possibility? There's infiltrators. There's official leaks. There's unofficial leaks. And that's how that is. You know as much as I do. And I don't want to help you. I don't want to help you. I want you ruined. We have the help with getting the information because everybody wants y'all gone. Everybody does. All you do is cause loss and ruin and devastation and fear, and everybody wants that gone. And problems, some bad enough that we'll never get over. Some problems and some losses and some injuries are so bad we'll never, for the rest of our lives, we won't get over it. Okay, Mr. Perry, when you go around and you tell people, we have a romance, we're a couple, we're married. All married couples fight. She just doesn't remember. Oh my God. First of all, I rejected you and I left. I told you no. Anybody who is normal can get over it and move on. You are inept, socially, mentally, intellectually inept. You cannot keep up with the majority of society. Stalking is a crime in all 50 states. It is illegal to do that in all 50 states because it's offensive. Very, very offensive when a man forces himself on a woman against her will. I told you no. You repulse me. I don't do peep and Tom. I don't do murderer. I don't do rapist. I don't do broke. I do not do broke. I don't know how many times I got to tell you, I don't want a man who peeps. I don't want a man who makes me broke. I don't do broke. I don't want a man who butts in and interferes or ruins everything good. That's not my cup. You're not my cup of tea. You don't get to take things from my house and pretend they belong to you. They do not belong to you. We are not a couple. Never have been a couple. Nope. You know, somebody said, I told Mr. Perry swears up and down they're a couple. You forged the marriage certificate. Okay. If you popped the question, where did we go? When did we go on a date? Where were we, where'd we go? What were you wearing? What was I wearing? What'd you say? What'd I say? Didn't someone, Jay, or somebody ask you that several years ago? If you're telling the truth and you're truly married, then when did you ask her to marry you? Where'd you go? That's a memorable event. There's no wedding photos because there was no wedding. He forged my name. Lucky asked me about it. It was a couple months before he died. Why were you in Pensacola the night he died? How many times were you in Pensacola, sir? Who'd you meet with? Why were you there? What were you doing there? Every time you were in Pensacola. Okay, you can do cell phone dumps. You can do CCTV, poll footage. You can do financial records to find out where people are. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. Okay, so you better tell the truth because my guys already know where you are at all times because you pose an imminent threat to my life and to my kids. You're dangerous. David is really dangerous. Jacob and Gordy are too. So you got Lucius, you got Gregory, you got Charles, you got David, you got Gordy, you got Jacob. That are very, very dangerous. They pose an imminent threat to my life and to Dennis's life, to both my kids. So that would lead to a court hearing. It's called probable cause. A judge, we need a wiretap order on those 6 people's phones. Lucius, David Robertson, Charles Perry, Gordy, Jacob, and there's one more. I can't remember who it is. 6 people. 6 people I named the other day. Charles Perry, David Robertson, Gregory, Gordy, Jacob, and I don't remember who the other one was. Those people are very, very, they're at the top of the shit list, and they're very, very dangerous. And we need a court order to listen to all their phone calls. Also, since you cloned my phone, if your phone is just a copy of my phone, I told them how mic the shit out of it. And they do. They have my consent. It's my phone. If you don't like that, get the fuck out of my phone. And that's all there is to it. So, when he, the guy said, he claims they're a couple. I don't think they're a couple. I think he's stalking her. Okay, these guys with delusional erotomania actually think there's a relationship there, and there's not one. It's real to the stalker, but it's not real to the victim. It's all in the stalker's head. It's not in the victim's head at all. So, if they're together, I need you to show me video. I want you to take video of it. And I want to see about 10, 15, 20 minutes of it so that I can see how they interact. Does she seem happy? Does she seem glad he's there? Or does she seem upset? Does she seem scared? Does she seem pissed off? I need to see that. And he goes, and in all these years, 10 years, a decade, nobody has video of them together because they're not together. So he's stalking her. Okay. You were asked if you're married, then where's the wedding photos? That's a very memorable event. There would be photos of it. Oh shit, there was no wedding. Okay, if you popped the question, you asked her and you got her consent and she's in this with you, then you need to prove that. You need to prove that because it looks to me like you just daydreamed this and you just forged her name. And gosh, if that's all it takes to be married these days, I'm married to Jennifer Aniston. Is all you have to do is sign some woman's name to a piece of paper. She didn't even have to like you or want to be in the same room with you. If we just make stuff like that up, I'm married to Jennifer Aniston. If that's the way we do weddings these days and marriages. I think you made this up. I think you're full of crap. Prove she does not like you. So I left Lubbock November 2013. I moved to the Dallas area. There he comes, bothering me and interfering and butting in, making phone calls to people he shouldn't even know exist. You know how he knows they exist? Hacking me, cloning my phone. So, we left the Dallas area, came to Oklahoma in September 2014. I wanted to keep my son safe from you. Okay, listen, when you run around and you go, can't you remember? Here's what I remember. I remember the nice homes, the BMW, the nice clothes. My kids were with me. My family got along. I heard from my friends all the time. I had regular communications with all my friends. I remember the college education. I remember the things you ruined and the things you took that were good in my life, that were good for me and good in my life. That's what I remember. I remember how many times we've told you, you're going to give back what you took, you're going to fix the problems you caused, and you're going to get out of my life, or it will be done for you, just like that. It'll cost you double. I remember every time we've told you that, we're going to get more, and we'll do it for you. We're going to get more, and we're going to do it for you. We're going to get more, and we'll do it for you. You're not going to bribe me with my own money. You're not going to do it. I'm not going to lie for you. I'm not going to help you. My boss and I said, don't invade my privacy. Don't contact me or my family. Don't cause problems and loss for me, and I better not be broke because of you. Okay, I need to be with my son. You harmed him, and you harmed him gravely. I remember what my son was like before you did that to him. I remember what my kids were like before David, who's still attached to his mother's teats, is projecting his mommy issues onto my kids and bothering my kids with that. I remember what they were like before he did that to them. And he doesn't have the right to do that to them. Didn't you say it's to Dennis? Get off your mother's teats, Dennis? Why don't you get off your mother's teats, David? And who says stuff like that anyway? What kind of idiot says something like that to a kid? He's 25, 26. He's a kid. You're a grown-ass man. What are you, 60 or something? 70? How old are you? Too old to act like a 2-year-old. Too old to do that. Here's the thing about gaslighting. It's just what it says. Gas. Hot air. That's all it is. You don't even need to dignify with a response. It doesn't deserve dignity. The gaslighting. It's hot air. It's something David made up in his own whack job brain where he thinks up stuff no normal person could think up and bothers everybody else with it. Mr. Perry, if you contact me, I get more intel. You're bothering me. Stop bothering me. Do not bother me again. So, if you're businessmen, how much money is the intel worth to you? The actual recordings or the whole conversation. Who all has it? Who all's heard it? What are we going to do with it? When are we going to do it? How pissed off did you want us to be when we do it? You sit around on your fat ass and you harass me. And bother me, and harass me, and bother me, and harass my kids, and bother my kids, and harass my family, and bother my family. We always get intel out of that. Always. Okay, so it's costing you something. It's costing you information, sensitive inside information that you don't really want law enforcement to have, but we have it. Why get that, David, to just do nothing with it? Answer the question, David. Why get the intel and just do nothing with it? Dum-dum. Did you think about that? We control the flow of information. When you piss us off, we get really busy. When you contact me, when you invade my privacy, when you cause problems and loss for me, when you make me broke, people get mad. They get very, very mad. You do not know me, and you don't know who I know, and you don't know who all you've pissed off. Nobody's going to tell you a damn thing right now. It's a need to know for a reason. Right now, you're just speculating. You're not, and when you ask me for information, the answer for you is no. You told me no, right back at you. No, you're not getting information. He told you what to do if you wanted a phone call from my boss, who is the only one authorized to answer your questions. He's probably not going to answer all your questions. When you go to court, information will be given to your attorneys by the prosecutors, and you can have it then. Okay, I told you to leave me alone. I told you in 2016 things are going to be different now. Life as you knew it just stopped. It just stopped existing. You got a new normal now. You need to adjust to it. I'm going to find out before what you're trying to do, what injury you're trying to cause, with intent to coerce human trafficking delivery. With intent to coerce human trafficking delivery. You want to hide behind a cop? Are you that pussy? You gonna hide behind a cop? I remember I didn't have an arrest record until Mr. Perry caused one by committing perjury. Is there a romance or is it political? What's the political issue? Where's the text and the emails? Because when I'm pissed off, you're gonna hear about it. You're gonna know about it. You can't change an issue you won't talk about. So there would definitely be text or emails somewhere about the issue that I'm pissed off about if this were political. You live in one of the smallest districts in Texas. You don't legislate in Oklahoma, sir. Are you unable to identify the state you legislate in? Or what your legislative duties are? Stalking a woman isn't part of that. That's not what a guy needs to do to pass laws in Texas, is it? Calling my friends and family, telling them to lie to me while you meet behind my back. Listen, we're getting a lot of complaints about Mr. Perry bad-mouthing me behind my back and TPD bad-mouthing me behind my back. All those guys do is talk bad about her. And TPD is jealous, and that is very obvious in everything they say. And they can't get off the phone bad-mouthing her because she's got it right and they don't. And she showed them up and they're mad about it. And they look very pathetic. And I don't want to hear it from them again. I don't want to hear from them again. I don't respect them at all. So, just so you know, that's what's said behind your back. Okay, Al? Or Richard or whoever, Blankenship, you make a phone call, Jerry Bender, and you badmouth me to another police agency, understand that we know about it, and those people don't want to hear it anymore. And they think you're jealous and you're pathetic because I showed you up. I told you that's what I would do. I'm going to outcop you. I'm not going to sue you because I could. You and your gender discrimination and your invasion of my privacy. You violate a lot of my civil rights. So did Steve Kunzweiler. We all have all that too. We have all that too. So, I told you I'm not going to sue you. I'm going to outcop you. Watch this. And so if you're jealous of me, and you got to call all over the place and badmouth me, understand that that is backfiring you. It's not doing what you thought it would do. And we heard all about it. And people think you need to get busy working and shut up. Get busy working and shut up. Do what the taxpayers are paying you to do. Or shut the fuck up. Now, you can do whatever you want. I'm just telling you, this is what goes on behind your back. This is what's happening, what people are saying behind your back. This is what people really think. Because we're the safe people to talk to, and you're not. Okay? You murder people. Or you facilitate murder. Or you cover it up. Right? You cover up murder? Or you facilitating it? Or you helping? What are you doing? I mean, I'm asking you. I'm not making an accusation. I'm asking you. What part are you at least covering it up? You're at least covering up the crime. If not helping. As a co-conspirator. Some of you guys at TPD. So you need to cover it. You got something to hide. And you got some reason to badmouth me. And that's noticed. It's duly noted for the record. Okay? It's been noticed. And it's been taken for what it is. It's bullshit. They're jealous of her. Or they get something to hide and she caught it. And she outcopped them. Like she said she would. Many years ago. Rather than suing them. Here's what we're doing. Right, Jerry Bender? I sent you a letter. I gave my word. I promised. Remember, we keep our promises. It's going to be different this time. You're going to see things you've not seen before. Remember? Remember I said that? Listen, this bullshit of she just doesn't remember. You don't remember. I told you in 2016, things are going to be different this time. You got a new normal. You're not going to get away with it this time. You've done heinous crimes all your life and you got away with it. Not this time. Watch this. You're going to see things you've not seen before. Remember, I said that? I told you, you're going to try to call around looking for my boss, trying to get me fired, and until you give back what you took and you fix the problems you caused and you get the hell out of my life, you're not going to get any answers. You're going to get the runaround. You have my word, I promise. Remember, I said that? Remember, dum-dum? Okay, so, Mr. Perry, every contact gets me more, and you're harassing me still. You're bothering me. You're bothering me. So I guess he was asked. They're not engaged. There's nothing. He's full of shit. That guy's delusional. Because marriage and engagements and all of that stuff. Mr. Perry, you'd bother me again. Get out of my phone. This is not a conversation. It's a recorded podcast. Get the fuck out of my phone. Every contact gets me more. You just did it 3 times. Try to talk to me. This is not a conversation. I'm in the privacy of my home recording something. You shouldn't know anything about it. Much less feel the need to interject and interrupt. Get some social skills, sir. Okay, I wouldn't be caught dead with some bitch like you. There's no way. Not enough money in the world to pay me to be with a bitch like you. You need to get some social skills, sir, and some manners. It's embarrassing, the stuff you do. It's very embarrassing. Okay, normal people can't understand why in the world you do what you do. The majority of the world is normal. Okay, you're the minority. You're the deviants. You're the outcasts. You're not getting information we are. Because you're the outcast. You're the deviants. So, you do things most normal people can't even imagine. Can't even think of. How do they even think that up? Sick and twisted pieces of shit. How do you even think that shit up? Okay, so the guy's like, if they truly got engaged and she actually consented, where did he take her for dinner? What were they wearing? What did he say? What did she say? Where's those details? Because I think he's making this crap up. I think he forged her name, just like she said. And Chief Miller caught it and asked her about it. And they didn't like that, and that's why they killed him. We know Mike didn't do it. There's no way he could have done it. So, I mean, you can keep lying. And you can keep us getting intel and rack it and stack it. That's your choice. Because when you cause loss and problems, that's all that happens is we get more intel. To put you in jail. Why else do this? Why the hell else would we do this? Okay, so this is what I remember. I remember the nice car I had, the BMW. I remember the nice house I had in Lubbock. I remember the nice house I had in Sapulpa. I remember no arrest record. I remember my family got along. I remember I had my kids with me. I remember what Dennis looked like before you ruined his body. I remember how my family got along. I remember all the communications between my friends and I that I've known long before I knew you. I remember having money. I had money. I remember I got my nails done. I got my hair done. Spent a lot of money taking care of myself that I haven't been able to do for a long, long time. And you made me look like shit. And that's your problem, isn't it? I remember the college education I had was 15 hours away from graduation. You took that, we took your compounds, remember? We find this stuff out before because you did this to me, remember? We have 131 names of your accomplices to your none. You don't have any name of any investigator. Do you remember? We have 33 code words that you use to describe acts of coercion with intent to coerce human trafficking. Horrible, heinous, nasty, ugly, criminal acts. Every contact, every problem, every loss gets me intel like that. Why do this if it's not to put you in jail? My boss is the decision maker, not Dennis, not Tristan, not me, actually. But I am on the same page with my boss. That's my kind of people. The one part of my life you can't get to ruin is ruining you, and I'm all for that. I'm on their side 100%. They are not making me do anything at all against my will. You are. You are trying to. We have 10.1 million of your incriminating conversations. Every contact, every problem, every loss. So it costs you something when you do the crime to me. Like never before, just as I said in 2016, remember? You have a new normal. Clearly, you're still having great difficulty adjusting to your new normal. Now, what does this say? Remember? That's from 2023. You want to talk about remembering? You better remember. We already have it. We already know. Did you want to give us another? I told you so. I did say. I told everybody that's what he's doing. That's exactly what we said he's doing. Okay. What did we say? Charles, you just contacted me again. You're still bothering me. So we're going to get intel out of that. What's that cost you? How much is the actual recordings worth to you? That's what it's costing you. Okay. What did I tell her? I'm sick of him interfering in my business and sticking his nose where it don't belong. I don't want him in my life at all. And I'm in fear for my family and the people in my life. In 2017, this is my shrink. I saw her for a year and a half by court order after a false arrest. Because Mr. Perry can't figure out if it's this is a romance or it's in a personal matter or if it's political. If it was political, there'd be a text or email about it something somewhere. And there's not because it wasn't political. He is a rejected, delusional stalker fuck is what it is. I moved twice to get away from him. No woman should have to move at all. Not at all. How much are they going to make you pay for me? See, if they make you do it, it'll cost you at least double. If you had done what we said 6 years ago, give back what you took, fix the problems you caused, get the fuck out of my life. You've caused so much more injury since then. So much more injury to me and Dennis. Because Dennis lost his homes too. Dennis lost things too. Before you tried to kill him. Again and again and again and again. How dare you? And then you ask me for help. Is it Al? Is it your mom? And do you think I would say, oh sure, I'll tell you who it is? Fuck you. You told me no, then the answer to you is no. Just like that. You take, we take. You cause problems for me, we cause problems for you. Okay, so how much it costs you every time you contact me? Every time you cause a problem or a loss for me, we get information, right? We get information about what you're planning next. And your code words and all that shit. This was Judge Kirkendall. This is some of the information. How much is the actual recording worth to you? Every contact, every problem, every loss. I need you guys to leave her alone for a couple of weeks because it looks like to me you're doing exactly what she says, harassing the hell out of her. Then your plan was when she talks about it, you're gonna say she's harassing you. It looks to me like that's what you're doing. So I need you to leave her alone so I can rule out provocation and entrapment. Because you go where she is. You cause devastating loss. Loss of a home, loss of a car. You threw her clothes in the dumpster. You tried to murder her kids. You're keeping her from her kids. You ran our whole family off. All her friends and family. That's a pretty big loss. That's a pretty big provocation. You keeping me from my son when he needs me the most. That's provocation. So that'll get a reaction to what you did. Causation. You're the cause. I'm just reacting to what you did. It's a normal reaction to an abnormal situation because you're abnormal. And that's why nobody will help you. You got a bad stigma. All they wanted me to help them find out who's investigating them, to back them off and get her fired. All they have to bring to the table is delusion, stupidity, bad stigma. Yeah, not helping them. No. You told her no? They told you what to do if you wanted them to call you. You said no, so the answer is no. And that's how that's been for all these years. And you just keep racking it and stacking it. Racking it and stacking it. Racking it and stacking it. And so the injuries are now a whole lot more 6 years later than they would have been 6 years ago. A lot more. You owe me a lot more money. $5,000 a day for watching me in the privacy of my home. I have the right to privacy in my house. You don't have the right to invade it. And broadcast me and make a profit and sexually exploit me, and that's what you're doing. How many fans do I have? I hope none. I hope none. Give it back and get out. Or they'll do it for you. And however much money you want to owe me at the end of this, when they do that, that's your choice. That's your choice. If they can get what you just said, or something like this, wasn't up to you, you think they can't do that? They can. They will. They are. Why else get all the information? Why else get this? This is a judicial proceeding I wasn't supposed to know anything about. You got one in Parker's office. You know, there's a congressman that does not like Judy Parker. He said that Judy Parker is as sewage as them. And she stinks to high heaven as much as they do. So does Judge Egan. Those judges are as corrupt as fuck. And I think we're going to take him down with Charles and those other guys. If they're part of the crime, they need to go to jail too. Just like that. No one has the right to keep her from her son. No one has the right to keep her from her son. No one has the right to injure him like they did over and over and over. And they don't have the right to keep her from her son. And every time you have somebody lie to me about him or where he is and what his condition is, and every day you keep it from him, we get more intel out of that. How much does that cost you? What's the intel worth to you? What's the profit in doing all what you're doing? I thought you're a businessman. I don't think you are. What kind of man humiliates himself like that to no avail, to his own detriment, for this long and this much money? That is not a man. They're made themselves weak doing this. And that's why I don't do business with sex perverts. Because at the risk of everything and the cost of all, they got to scratch that itch. Your valuation goes way up every time you get something like this, intel like that, and theirs goes way down. And it's profits and losses for me. How much is it actually costing them? I bet they don't know. I thought you said he was an accountant. Clearly not a good one. So how much of your investors' money goes to Mr. Perry bothering and harassing and threatening and bothering and harassing and threatening and then asking for information he is never going to get? How much? Did you guys forget? Don't you remember how to add and subtract? Don't you remember about evaluations? Don't you remember? We already have this. There's already a ruling on it. Okay. So, see? 2021. Leave her alone for a couple weeks so I can rule out provocation and entrapment. No! Okay. Well, when you need something from us, the answer is no. Right back at you. Right back at you. Things are different now, and I told you it would be in 2016, remember? You're the one not remembering, sir. This was in 2017 when I was in jail. Everyone told me they're planning this. They're going to send you home. They've already lied to get you here in jail. There's no political vendetta. There was no police report investigation either, by the way. You had to file a police report to get a protective order, which if somebody's threatening you with death and false arrest, you need one. Don't you think? So, you have the right to file that, Republican or Democrat. He does not have the right to force himself on you. Okay, so, or try to murder you. So, now that you're here in Lubbock jail under false arrest, illegally detained, then you got, they want to send you home, harass the hell out of you, and then when you complain, they're going to say you're harassing them and they want to use you as a test case before the Supreme Court. No. I said no. I said we'll ruin you because you're committing perjury. Because you are provoking. Keeping me from my son is provoking. Lying to me about where he is or having somebody else lie to me about, that's provoking. It's very, very, very antagonistic. That's a horrible thing to do to me and him. Horrible thing. You got people turned against you. So you're not going to get any answers from anybody. And that's not up to me and that's not up to Dennis. But I am all for that. I want you ruined. I want you gone. Because I'm sick of Charles bothering me all day. I'm thinking, oh, she just doesn't remember. No, you don't remember. Look, we already have this. Remember? Dumbass? I don't do stupid. I can't stand it. I can't stand stupid. I can't be around that. I really can't. I can't tolerate it. Okay? I'm not a shrink. I can't handle that stuff. I can't do it. Okay? You make my skin crawl. You're creepy. I don't do creepy. You have no social skills. I don't do... Nope. Okay, what does it say? You don't like that she finds out before? No. Well, I think her people understand what everybody wants. It's not this. So, it'll happen again tomorrow. Remember? We said this in 2023. Remember, dum-dum? You're so stupid. I want him to leave me alone. Get him off my back. 2014. These are the court cases where my testimony is on the docket. I personally prepared the briefs, also in a traffic court case, an eviction case, and Michael Neely's murder case. I personally prepared the briefs. I personally signed them. I personally filed them. That's my testimony. I will not recant for you. I will not recant. You want an apology? I'm sorry you're a fucktard. And I'm sorry you decided to commit crimes that people cannot understand. They're heinous. And they're offending everybody. And everybody's sick of it. They want you gone. And I'm sorry you're stupid enough to continue to do that, even though you're caught. I'm sorry you're retarded. I'm sorry you're mentally retarded. I'm very, very sorry for you that you're mentally retarded. And not taking your meds or whatever. Okay? If there was... You go see your doctor about that. That's not my problem, and you're not to bother me with that again. Do not bother me with that again. That's your family's problem and your attorney's problem. It has never been my problem, and you don't bother me with it again. Do not bother me with that again. Okay? It'll cost you if you do. You need to remember, sir. Okay, we understand you. Part of the intel was Charles Perry has Huntington's disease. It causes paranoia, delusion, hallucinations, psychosis, and impaired cognitive reasoning. He's certified, diagnosed, mentally retarded. 2 and 2 for him is not 4. 2 and 2 for him is, pink. Do not bother me with that again. David, you want to continue to project your mommy issues on my kids? It'll cost you. It'll cost you intel they're going to use to put you in jail. Why else get it? Why else get it? I told you to leave my kids alone. Pay Dennis for his injuries, pay me for mine, and get out of our lives. Or it will be done for you. Just like that. Okay? The same way we've got this. Yeah, the same way we got that. If they can get this from right up under your nose while y'all run around in circles and repeat yourselves, and then we all have to repeat ourselves, well, we already know. We already said it. We said it over and over and over and over and over. Here's what they're doing. Here's what they're trying to do. Here's what they do. They're human traffickers. They horrify people. Everybody wants it gone. Everybody wants it gone. Nobody will help you. Nobody will help you. My boss said he will call you when you give it back and get out. If we have to keep saying the same thing and you continue to harass me and bother me and harass me and make me broke and cause problems and have people lie to me about my son and keep me from my kid, it won't matter what you do. He'll come to a point where he's done and he won't help you at all. It won't matter. Okay? It won't matter what you do. The only promise he made, I'll call you to answer the questions for you that I can, and that's the only promise he's made. That's it. At one time, he said, if you give it back and get out, then I'll go to the judge when it's sentencing, because we're pretty sure we can get a conviction. You're not making that hard. You don't have any reasonable doubt that we can see. So, we can ask the judge to show you some mercy at sentencing. He's done with that. That's over. Now all he said is, because you ruined it, that's off the table. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to call you. You're the one asking to talk to him. I'm not. He's not asking to talk to you. You're asking to talk to him. He was willing to do you a favor because he doesn't need to talk to you, clearly. If we find out everything you're saying and everything you're doing, and it is, we tell you, here, we have this. Here, we have that. Or I just don't do what you wanted me to do because I found out before. And if I do, we got something planned with that. If I do something you wanted me to do, we have a plan with that. You remember, you only got me pulled over when we wanted you to pull me over. Remember? How many times have you tried to pull me over and that didn't work? How many times did you actually have me pulled over? You wanted it on the docket. There's a traffic court case now where we got some on the record. Here's just what they do. And they use tax dollars to do it. Remember? We want a congressional hearing. Remember? Dumbass, remember? You want to remember something, remember that. We always have a plan. We always have a strategy. The goal is you're in jail and you won't hurt people ever again. And we can tell your victims you're safe now. We slayed your dragon, they'll never hurt you again. Why else do all this? Okay, so, remember this? Ding dong? I remember what you took from me. I remember the things you ruined. I remember I had no arrest record. I remember I had nice clothes and a nice house. And you took it. I remember I was almost done with a college degree in criminal justice. I remember I had dean's letters telling me I was on the dean's list. Until you blew that for me. You ruined it. You paid with intel from your compounds over that. You made somebody who was scared to talk so pissed off, they talked when you did that. You had 3 weeks to resolve it. I told you, you better fix that. You fix it. You stupid little bitch. Because if you don't, you're going to wish you had not met me. You're going to really, really regret it. And you didn't. And so how much money is that intel worth? You don't even know what all we have. Your little Atlanta, you got one right outside Atlanta with a landing strip, and it's surrounded by 4 to 6 miles of land, and if she gets past that, if she escapes and gets past that and runs to a neighbor for help, he's bought the neighbors 20 miles out all the way around. So they get paid a fuck ton to bring her back and not help her get away. Stuff like that. The compound in Houston smells like the sewer. From all the kids shitting on the floor from being sodomized. When kids are sodomized, they'll just shit anywhere. Isn't that sad? And then one woman, her kid was getting raped, and she was screaming and crying, and they told her, stop crying. He'll get used to it. We'll get him a toy. Who the hell gets used to something like that? A child. And a baby died because you raped him until he died. A 1-year-old. Little tiny fingers, little tiny toes. You mess with my college you paid with Intel. How much money is that worth to you, sir? Because that's what it cost you. We're not offering to sell them. We're making a point. That is the cost to you, actual cost. Whatever that actual recording is worth to you. And when I tell you give back what you took from me and Dennis and get the fuck out of our lives, or it will be done for you, and you tell me no, and then you want help, the answer is no. A hard no. No. Absolutely not. When you ask me, don't you remember? I remember what you took. I remember all the problems you've caused. I remember we already have that. We already said that, dum-dum. Remember? I remember we've told you, here's what we're going to do. Over and over and over and over. And then we do it. Stupid. Can't you remember? See? Pulling up, taking pictures of her. Pulling up to everywhere I go, I take pictures of me. So if I committed a crime, you'd have a picture of it, and you'd have had me in jail the next day, and you'd have had your smear campaign like you've been so desperate to get for many, many years. Ben Campbell and Jordan Berry would have their smear campaign. You contact me, you bother me, it costs you intel. And you never shut up. Are you trying to help us, or what? It looks like you're trying to help us. How much money does it cost your investors? What is the cost to your investors? Because that's who's actually paying for you to sit around and do that all day. Harass people. What does this say? In 2019, he told everybody in Manford who would listen, it's not legal, but I'm going to have her car towed and sold before she figures that out. Bunch of car accidents. Look at this. There's a subpoena here. How'd you know Mike had to be begged to go to Pensacola? I've asked you before, and he had about 4 or 5 times. He had spoofed Lisa Neely's Facebook account and was trying to communicate with me to find out what I would say in court. How did you know Mike Neely had to be talked into going? Because we planned this murder. This is evidence of premeditated murder. That's what this is right here. We planned the murder, and we had to talk Mike into going. You call it Hansel and Gretel. We need to Hansel and Gretel him. We need you have code words to your crime. Right? You labeled your crime. We had to talk Mike Neely into going to Pensacola so we could do what we did and murder. Because we premeditated all this. So how many times were you in Pensacola? Who'd you meet with? What were you doing there? Each and every time you were there. Particularly, though, on the night of Lucky Mueller's murder. Sir. You just wanted to know if I knew which one of you talked him into going? Is that what you're fishing for here? It was highly inappropriate for you to contact me knowing I had been subpoenaed to testify. And then when it looked like you weren't going to let me testify, because if I testified, Mike would be home right now, and you knew that. You like concealing evidence and material facts that could change the outcome of the deciding body, which is perjury. That's kind of your thing, isn't it? What are you hiding and why are you hiding it? You like to look guilty, don't you? Because an innocent person does not need to do that. They don't need to do it at all. So I had to file a motion to intervene, and then you took my apartment. You got me kicked out of Chardonnay. I got threatened with it, and threatened with it, and threatened with it, and threatened with it. We're going to kick you out. We're going to get you kicked out. We're going to take your home again. Okay, but you pay with intel. Well, you're going to use the intel to put you in jail. Well, let's get it. Because you do shit like that. Horrifies everybody. You horrify people. You can make something up if you want. How's that helped you? What is the cost of your daydream actually been to your investors, sir? This is the McNamara email. This was dated October 29, 2015. He's trying to do a false arrest and entice me. What my boss told you originally in March 2020 is you're not to invade her privacy anymore, sicko, pervert. Don't contact her or her family again, ever. In any way, shape, or form. Directly or indirectly, leave them alone. She'd better not be broke and have problems lost because of you. Because I'm going to kick your ass. This is a different group of folks here. The new sheriff is in town, okay? So to speak. Got a new sheriff in town, so to speak. We're not going to do things the way you're used to things being done. Not this time. You don't know what you just did. You don't know what you just did. I don't think you care. I think you like getting caught. Some criminals are so disgusted with themselves that subconsciously they want someone else to stop them because they have no control over themselves and they can't stop themselves. So they attract people to them that will do it for them because they can't control themselves. They want jail. They want law enforcement to stop them. Now, why would somebody continue to do the crime knowing they're under investigation and they get caught every day, all day long, for 15 years? Why do that if that's not what you want? If that's not what you want. So, what my boss asked you to do, basically, if you sum that up, is just leave me alone. And you said no. And then you started threatening and trying to bribe me. And so, in response to that, you're not going to bribe me with my own money. You owe me a fuck ton of money. A fuck ton of money. From the lost property, the lost homes, the lost key relationships, injury after injury after injury after injury, and the invasion of my privacy and profiting off of my body against my will without my consent. Using my body for profit in your little daydream. And the harassment and harassing all day long. And the invasion of my privacy. $5,000 a day, sir, is what you owe me. I decide, not you. You're not the injured party. Okay? Your kids aren't in the hospital. You've not had anybody wreck your cars and your trucks and throw your clothes in the dumpster. You've not had people make phone calls they shouldn't be making and getting you kicked out of your homes. Okay, you're doing that to me and everybody knows it. And everybody's pissed about it. People who matter are pissed about what you're doing to me and Dennis. They don't give a shit about you. Okay? So we said this, remember, sir, in 2015. So we've changed that to give back what you took and get out, or no one will call you. No one will answer your questions. I mean, I remember, if he tries to murder me, see, David was trying to push the thing that they did. He was trying to push me into filing a police report so that they could do what they did and claim it was a political vendetta. Okay, so we knew that. But that doesn't mean I don't have the right to still try to get a protective order. I'm not going to tell the offender that, though. Why would I tell the offender? Yeah, I'm going to try to get a protective order. So, this was the text that I'm like, all he's doing what I said he's doing. Okay, doing what I say he's doing is not going to cover anything up, is it? It's going to say she was right. She did say, she told everybody. Here's what he's trying to do. Dumb. Don't you remember? Okay, this was let's take a taillight out to get her pulled over. The guys told me at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, they literally woke me up. Get up. They just took your taillight out. He wants you pulled over. Okay, so what'd Lucky say? They said she was harassing them. Well, she's the only one that lived in Manford. None of them lived in Manford. She's the only one that lived in Manford. Joe Chadwick lives in Tulsa, 45 minutes away. David Robertson lives in Seminole. Charles Perry, Matthew Powell, and Josh Burson all live in Lubbock, Texas. Way far away. And this isn't what you do to pass laws in Texas, by the way. But they call us constantly claiming she's harassing them. Well, but you're calling us, asking us to pull her over, to harass her for you. She never calls us. You call us all the time. You're doing the harassing, not her. Okay? And he said, I have not ruled out calling a protective order in for her. I haven't ruled it out. I'm thinking about doing that. I think she needs one. I think they need to get their hands out of her wallet Because what's happening is they're trying to make her broke to get out of a lawsuit she's filed against them so that she can't pay what needs to be paid to continue the lawsuit. They want to get out of a lawsuit. They're a bunch of pussies and a bunch of cowards who can't face a woman like a man. Like men. They can't face a woman like men. They're cowards. In court, go to court, and face her like men. And do it the legit way. You have attorneys, she does not. Now you're trying to make her broke too. And what happens though is that she now, because you're interfering with her income, she can't pay her bills to people who live in Manford. This is my town. And I'm not going to have that. Because you're a pussy. I'm not going to have it. Get your hands out of her wallet. Is that why you murdered him? You just want to put up with your bullshit? The thing about Lucky is if you read the depositions on the docket, is that he would pull people over and not call it in unless he made an arrest. It's very risky for a police officer to do that. He shouldn't have done it, and he shouldn't have met you guys in a hotel room. And he should have known, he and Mike both should have known, that something was up when you're pushing him that hard to go to Pensacola. When somebody's being real pushy with you, that's when you go, not going to do it. You are up to something, and it's not going to be good. So, no. Gaslighting is just what it is. Gas. Hot air. Hot air. You're not my crowd. You're not the crowd I'm trying to please. My boss is. That's my crowd. Those are my kind of people. Those are my people. That's who I'm trying to please, not you. So I don't give two fucks what you think. Didn't ask you. There's a reason I didn't ask you what you think. Remember? Okay, this is my friend Cheryl talking about stuff Charles did in Lubbock in 2012. That he's stalking me. There's nothing political here. This is not what you do to pass laws in Texas. Okay, so when we talked about this stuff, Mr. Perry, he's threatening me with another pullover and another false arrest again today. Same as every day. He's intensified it because he's got a human trafficking delivery deadline, apparently. Then, don't you remember? We already said that, sir? Dum-dum? Look at that. Tea or none. $419 pages of never-ending scrolling to your nothing. Every contact, every problem, every loss. Cost you. How much are those actual recordings worth to you? We're not offering to sell them to you. I'm trying to get you to do some math. How much does it actually cost you? Do your investors want to pay for you to sit around and harass me all day and bother me all day? I don't want to hear from you. I'm not trying to talk to you. I'm trying not to talk to you. So why are you forcing yourself on me, sir? Why are you forcing yourself on me? I remember what you took. I can't remember what you imagined. I remember everything, my life, the way my life was, how good my life was before you came around and ruined everything good. That's what I remember. I remember, we already know, we already have this. We already caught you on that. You've already talked about the pullover. Probably 1,500 times you've had the same conversation. Don't you remember? We already know. Don't you remember? We already have that. 419 pages of never-ending scrolling. Now, what did Miss Dr. Russell say? What I have, she's comparing you to her mentally disabled patients, which you clearly are with Huntington's disease, mentally disabled. They'll escalate to try to get your attention and poke you 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 because they can't get attention any other way. And what you've got with Charles is sometimes he escalates more than you can ignore. And his intent does appear to be to hurt you, to cause an injury to you, to hurt you. His kids aren't in the hospital. None of my team calls your kids up and threatens and harasses them all the time, do they? It's beneath us to act like that, and we can get names and you can't. We can get information and you can't. We don't act like you. We have social skills and manners. You've shown great disrespect and insulted my boss and I. And it's costing you. It's costing you. Okay? Whether you want to admit that or not, it doesn't matter to us. We get the intel either way. Your little daydream hasn't affected us one bit. We get the intel either way. Okay? You're not getting help with information. We are. We don't act like you, dum-dum. Remember? I get your code words. See? We use code words too. Those are acts of coercion with intent to coerce human trafficking delivery. Look at that. We don't act like you. We can get information you can't. Okay? I can get names you can't. See? I don't act like you. We don't act like you. Nobody's calling your kids up and harassing them. Your kids aren't in a hospital. Nobody's tried to murder your children or your grandchildren. Nobody's tried to kidnap your children or your grandchildren. Nobody's taking your homes and your cars. Nobody's wrecking your or tearing up your property. But you're doing that to me and Dennis, so it cost you intel. How much are the actual recordings worth to you? How much does it cost you to sit on your fat asses and threaten and harass people all day and bother everybody? Where's the profit? How much money does it bring in for you to act like that all day long? What is this worth to you? It's nothing's for sale. It's just I'm making a point. Do the math. Because it's coming out of the ass of your investors, like Tony. He's really pissed off when you told him this is human trafficking is a risk-free investment. It turns out that wasn't true. You get caught, you're risk. When you act like you don't know you're caught, you're even more of a risk. When you continue to do the crime anyway and continue to bother and provoke and harass and get caught and bother and provoke and harass and get caught and run around in circles while we get information run right up under your nose we're going to use to put you in jail, you're risk. So you lied to Tony and every other investor you have. And there's that. He's flicking at you right now. Remember? I told you, this is rope-a-dope. He's going to let you punch yourself out. If my boss wanted to do something to put on the court docket, Charles, he allowed me to be pulled over. Otherwise, in case you missed it, he is not allowing it now. He's not allowing it now. It's just what you do, though. You harass people with cops, and that is tax dollars, and so you're going to pay the taxpayers back eventually. You have my word, I promise.